Yo, what's up? Okay, today I want to go into the hero's journey. I want to go into the disease X, the Christ monogram, the mark of the beast, and I also want to go into the the nanotech and the biodigital convergence and how it all plays together, how it all fits together, and what even the 2020 rollout, the things we experienced back then, the snake juice and all of that, how this all um, is is connected. So let's go into the hero's journey. And the hero's journey, it's also called the mono myth, is a common narrative structure that connects many stories. So it describes the journey of a protagonist who embarks on an adventure, overcomes obstacles, and finally changes to return to his familiar world. So it's about change, it's about growth, it's about experience, and it's about returning to home in the end. So every good story is so to speak a hero's journey, and as I pointed out in all of my videos, I think we are in a game, in a story. We are in the midst of a story, and we are in the hell realm. We are in the story going through the hell realm, going through, um, so to speak, the valley of the shadow of death. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. So we are inside this hell realm projection, and iPad Goat gave us the clue. So, so what is this journey really about? It's about becoming the hero of our own journey. So let's get back and I try to tie it all together. So the hero sounds really familiar to Shiro, which would be the Christ monogram, which consists of the she and the rho, the she and the rho. And this would be, or this would signify the alpha and the omega. The end and the beginning are meeting. The journey's beginning meets the end. So the journey is finished. So this is also a key, like the rho. Like we can say the key is rho, she rho. The key is rho, and rho is even shaped like a key, like a, I don't know how you say in English, but it's in German a Dietrich. It's like a key who fits into every keyhole, and rho is like shaped like a P, and this thing is also shaped like a key. P and key and rho, the she rho or the key rho. So the key is rho, and rho is in the Greek alphabet the 17th letter. Okay, let's go and let me show you why the Christ monogram, the key rho monogram, like the Christ, has something to do with the hero and the hero's journey. So let's go into hero. We all know this.
Hero.
And let's take a listen to the Greek Shiro.
Hero.
And it
Hero.
sounds like hero. Oh, it sounds
Hero.
exactly like hero.
Hero.
Or the key rho. The key is rho.
Hero.
Shiro.
Hero.
Hero. Okay, so now we know that the key is rho, and rho is the 17th letter. And this thing is in and of itself one key. It's like the key where you touch it, and this is like the teeth of the key. The she are the keys, the teeth of the key. So we can come to the conclusion that the Christ is like the hero, but we have to become the hero ourselves. So otherwise, this wouldn't be a hero's journey. This would be some kind of, I don't know. Yeah, we have to go into action. We have to become the hero. And we don't need another hero like Tina Turner put it. So the hero is like the Shiro, and the Christ is the Shiro, so he is the hero, and we have to become the hero. We don't have to wait for any hero or any outside external saviors. They are not there. Otherwise, yeah, this journey would be complete nonsense. So the key is RHO. It's like this. And RHO is the 17th letter. So let's go to this slide. Yeah, Trump is strongly associated with the number 17. So he is also known as being the moon child, and he's born on a blood moon eclipse on the 14th of June. And Aleister Crowley, yeah, if you're familiar with this man, and so he's most likely, and not even his name, everything points towards it that he's our adversary, our enemy, so to speak. He embodies our enemy. He plays the role of the Antichrist, of our adversary in our story that we are in. This is a story. So we have the Shiro, or the one key, as I showed. It's like a one key. And then we also can say one comes from, or one means mono, and monkey or monkey is like one key. It's the same, or like the moon key. Because the moon is the female part who has to be rescued out of matter, out of the matrix, the mother, the matre. So that's part of our journey, to rescue the female part through the knowledge of the spirit out of this material prison. And that all was also shown in the Truman Show, because Christoph sits in the moon, and he is like the demiurge, who is the gatekeeper of the moon key, of the monkey, the one key. And Christoph also is like of Christ. So this would be the end boss of the Truman Show, who has to be overcome, the adversary. And this also is signified in the moon with the Christ monogram, which is hinted. Take a look at the moon, how it's shaped with the P, or the rho, and the X, the she, like this. So we have our adversary. This would be our adversary, the Don, like in the Mafia. The Don is the one on the highest position, and Donald means mighty world ruler. And Trump is self-explanatory. It's like the Joker. It's like the highest card on the deck. So no wonder he signed all these contracts with the AI. So, and that will tie us, or that will connect all what happened in 2020, because he was the commander-in-chief of Operation Warp Speed. So he was the father of the vaccine, how he put it himself. So he already the first dose of the vial already went into the people. So let's continue. So as we say, the little is the big, as within, so without, and so on. If you're familiar with computer games, there you have like the XP points. It's a common theme um, in computer games. Like I show you here, XP points are short for experience points. Common form of reward in computer games in digital systems. So essentially players or users collect XP points by completing tasks, challenges or game actions. So we have the little in the big, because in this game, in this story we are in, we also have some kind of XP points, the Shiro, which it would be the if we become the hero. So let's go into the Cairo or Shiro monogram. It's an early Christian symbol consisting of these superimposed Greek letters Shi, so X, and Rho, like a P. The key is Rho. It stands for the first two letters of the Greek word for Christ. So Christ is also like shattering the prison into crystals, like the prism of L, as I showed in many of my videos. Yeah, so this is like the little in the big. This would be the big. This would be the experience points in on our journey if we become the Christ and if we become the hero. So that's what this journey is all about. So here's a little, you can go and look it up for yourself, but there are many depictions of the hero's journey and there are many different stations. And so in the end, we have the big catalyst, the big event, and that would be the event which is waiting for us, the mark of the beast, the rollout. Then we have the dark night of the soul, and then we become clarity, and then we have to take the last stand and to overcome our main adversary, which will be in the form of, or in the personified form of Trump and Musk. So we have to take our last stand. And what would that be in our case? That would be to resolve the situation. We have to go all in and stand for what's right. And that would mean, in this scenario, we would even have to go to the length of lay our physical illusionary existence on the line, the cellular prison suit. As Christoph put it in the Truman Show, if Truman was really determined, he would be free, and he could leave his cell. So he means his cellular body, of course. And other depictions of the hero's journey show this as the beginning, and then the call to adventure and so on, and the threshold is crossed, and this would be the abyss, the dark night, so to speak, or the facing of the shadow self. And then the journey goes on, the climax, the resolution, and in the end we have ascended to a higher plane, the wisdom, a higher plane of wisdom, and we are back in the spirit. So, and we have become the hero, like this depiction. And as you see, it's shaped like a 6, and that's why we are in 666. We start here and end up there. So that's the hero's journey. That's why we are in hell in 666, trapped in matter. And to get out of matter, we have to become the hero, the Christ, the Shiro. We have to lay the body on the line in the end game. So let's connect the dots furthermore. We have on the CEPI homepage, it's like the foundation of Bill and Melinda Gates and other companies, and they are preparing for the disease X. And disease X is like a little riddle. So this would be the homepage of CEPI, and they have a disease X chapter on their homepage, and we see like this strange sigil. And this is a clue hidden in plain sight because all the clues have been planted very subtly. I don't know how it's pronounced. Subtle clues. They are placed very subtle. So in order for the clues in the end to make sense, have to be placed in plain sight, but they have to be placed subtle, so that in the end they make sense. And we have very many misdirections. It's like in a movie. A good story is made like that. From the beginning there are clues presented and hidden in plain sight, but very subtle. But in the end, all these clues come together and make sense, and the story is revealed, the great revealing, the curtain is pulled away, and then all these little clues suddenly make sense. The clues were there from the beginning and placed in plain sight. So that's a prime example of this. This is a very subtle clue, because if we remove this, we have, of course, the Chiron, the Shiro monogram, the Christ monogram. So what would be disease X? What would it really be? It would be the one key P O X. The beginning and the end would be the POX, the pox, the one key pox, the monkeypox, of course. And the monkeypox are even listed on this site as a potential candidate. So check it out for yourself. This is a prime example of a subtle clue that is placed into this storyline we are in. And it's the Christ monogram in plain sight, a little hidden, a little subtly hidden. So disease X would be the monkeypox. And this is already in place because it was declared an outbreak of public health emergency of international concern, and it was declared on August the 14th in 2024. So it's already declared a health emergency of international concern. So this would be disease X, and it's already in play, but it's also placed very subtly, because until now nothing big happened with it. There here and there are some cases, but it's not like the big thing. Not yet. But if we read carefully, there are placed very subtly here and there. The press places some clues. Virologist warn of serious threat from monkeypox. Mpox, that's a long way away, isn't it? No, current variants of the virus are also circulating in Germany. If the disease isn't combated as a global threat, let's see. Experts warn the consequences could be dire. I don't get it in focus, but I just read it to you. So it's already in play, and also very subtly NHS opens new Mpox vaccination sites across England. 12 new vaccination sites have opened across England, making it easier for eligible people to get protected. So, and also BioNTech is like Pfizer, BioNTech and CP. Here we go again. CP announced partnership to advance mRNA Mpox vaccine development and support CP's 100-day mission. Okay. Here we go again, and as we all know, BioNTech is like the biodigital convergence. It's a hint in plain sight, like the biology and the technology, bio and tech, converging, which will culminate in the mark of the beast, of course, because everything is converging into the mark of the beast, and that's why we also had the vaccine as a test run, as the beta test, so to speak, in 2020, where already the nanoparticles went into the people, and this is the nanomachines. And this you can test with a simple Bluetooth scan, because they all emit like unknown MAC addresses. I made many tests in the field with only a smartphone. You can check it out in an appropriate app. My smartphone is so old that it detects these unknown MAC addresses by itself, but the newer smartphones, they hide it, so you have to download an appropriate app. So these unknown MAC addresses are emitted by the people who took the snake juice. But these things are now open to the public. You have just to to look on on ResearchGate or like PubMed, and nanomachines, 6G, um, Internet of Bio, nano things, Internet of everything. It's all converging. It's like the biology and the machines are converging. And this would be in my opinion, a big reflection of the mind, because the mind is like a megalomaniac, and now he tries to play God. And with the AI and with the nanomachines and all of that, the mind tries to play, the collective mind, so to speak, tries to play God, and we have a big mirror reflection, the black mirror, so to speak, which in the end consumes humanity, or those who who play along with the mind and all its lies, with the devil, so to speak, with Kronos, Saturn, the crown chakra, where the crown of the king sits. And this is a big reflection. And now is the question, will you become the hero, the Christ, or do you believe in the body and its machinery? And even with the technological machinery that's now in the end game going to be rolled out. Yeah, and it's all in the name of health, and that's why the new pandemic agreement was signed the other day. It's some days ago, and yeah, as we see here, the practical implementation of the intra-body system is crucial for realizing smart healthcare applications. For example, drug delivery, early detection and health monitoring through communication between nanomachines. The University of Cambridge. You can all look it up for yourself. All the governments, the universities, and so on are working on the convergence of human and machine and AI, and everything is converging. And yeah, that's the hubris, the pride, the megalomaniac or megalomanianism of the brain of the false god of this world, so to speak. Yeah, and the question now is: do we become the hero? Do we become Christ ourselves, the Shiro, the hero, and unlock our heart and go all in and take our last stand, or do we go along with with the nonsense, with this demonic shit, so to speak? Yeah, all in the name of healthcare. So the end game for us would be to become the Christ, and this would mean to leave the world behind. And as it's shown in the movie The Game, in the key scene, he's leaving the world behind. He's throwing himself off the roof. He's leaving even his physical body behind to finish up the game. And that's depicted right here when he's landing on the soft mattress, He's not dying. It's the opposite is the case. He really comes to life. He really is coming alive in the spirit, and he has a soft landing. And here the Christ monogram is depicted for the monkeypox, which will and are playing a huge role in the end game, which is to come in the next month. The monkeypox, and he has a soft landing, and it's his birthday, and it's a symbolical birthday because he's birthed in the spirit. He has died to this world, to the old world, to the material world of ego, pride, and so on, and he's birthed into the spirit. And this is what this he has become the hero of his journey because he has overcome his shadow self and has become the Christ. And we also see the crystals of the glass. He's he's going through the roof through the glass and shatters the glass, which would be the ass, the glass prison, the god of this world, who is El, who is called El, and yeah, which is the would be the prison. Yeah. So that's it for today. I hope this all makes sense and this rounds everything up I showed on my channel.